My girlfriend is amazing. My friends and I were sitting around drinking, talking. My girlfriend walked in. She had a basket full of my favorite burritos that she made for all of us. She set the basket on the kitchen counter, before walking over to where I was sitting. Before I could say anything, she grabbed my face, kissed me on the mouth in a way that took my breath away, before covering my entire face with about a dozen kisses. Right there in front of my friends. Then she just winked at me and left. I was left grinning from ear to ear, and the guys laughing. In less than a minute she warmed my heart, turned me on and had me craving her. Words cannot describe how much I love my woman. I'm the luckiest man alive. I just got rejected and then found her on Tinder. I just got rejected by a girl I have had a massive crush on for months. We had the same interests in music, sport, even TV shows. She is also one of the most beautiful girls I have ever seen. She was the first person I have ever asked out at the age of 21 and I feel so deeply crushed. I know I'll get over it and it's getting better even from the couple of hours ago when it happened, but I can't get rid of this feeling in my stomach. I really feel like crying in a way I haven't for the longest time. I can't talk to any of my friends about this because she is in the same circles and I really don't want this to get any more awkward and embarrassing than it already is. She was so nice and reasonable about it too, just said it wasn't a good time for her and she liked our friendship. I almost wish she just called me fat or ugly or annoying or smelt bad or pointed out some small part of my personality, but still she didn't. I thought I'd reactivate my Tinder account to try and get over her and or at least get my mind off it, and guess who pops up with a photo taken 2 days ago, at an event I recognized because I was there. Knowing that she's ED for a real tie-in-ship, just not one with me, hurts me even more. I'd love to know why it's not me even if I can't change it and we'll never even remotely get together. It's the mystery of why she's willing to update her Tinder in the last 2 days but won't even give me a shot. I know reading this post it might seem obvious why no one would want to go out with me, but I really thought we had something and I can't help but feel deflated. Found hidden camera. I, 34F, found a hidden camera in my, 10F, daughter's bedroom. It has been proven that it was placed there by my now ex-fiancé, 36M, when everyone else was out of the home. The police have been contacted and I am trying my best to find a way to leave the home. Him and I share a 14-month-old child together. I really have nowhere else to go, but he won't leave, so I don't have a choice. I am devastated. I deal with bad mental health issues. Please can everyone reassure me that I am doing the right thing? I need the support. I have none. Just for a bit more information. My daughter is an excellent child and has zero behavioral issues. The camera was disguised in a clock and hidden in her closet facing her bed. I never thought this man could do this to our family. My daughter adores him. My world is crashing down. I'm debating on telling my brother, whose wife recently died, that his daughters are biologically my children. My brother Richard's wife Sarah recently passed away from cancer and he's absolutely devastated. At the moment, he doesn't want to see or speak to anyone, only his daughters. He has twin daughters that are 12 years old and they're absolutely wonderful girls. The thing is, I'm actually the true biological father of those girls. Sarah had an affair with me shortly after they had gotten married. This lasted 4 months and I'll even say those months with Sarah were amazing. My brother Richard, who now owns his own sports bar, was helping his best friend with his own bar at the time. While Richard was away, Sarah and I became much more closer and comfortable together. We went to Vegas for the first time, traveled everywhere together and cared for each other in ways we never expected. There was plenty of unprotected sex with her during these 4 months, which obviously led to the twins being born. Sarah was a beautiful, sweet and incredible person. So silly and hilarious, someone you really wanted to spend time with. She'll light an entire room up with her smile alone. I'm not sure why we did what we did, but what's done is done. I'm not going to say I didn't enjoy it, because I loved the time I spent with her. We just so happened to be alone for a certain time at that moment. We became friendly and very close, things happened unexpectedly. I'm not going to debate with you all if Sarah and I are assholes for having an affair. We know what we did was wrong, but at the time it felt absolutely right and we didn't care about the consequences. Eventually she did get pregnant and around the same time Richard returned. I got DNA tested to see if I was the father, which I obviously was, and everything came back positive. So Sarah used the time my brother returned back home as the reason she got pregnant. I assumed they had sex and Sarah used that as the reason for her pregnancy. We had a mutual agreement that we were never going to tell Richard what happened as it would devastate him. As the twins grew up, they began to look more and more like me. I don't think Richard ever clued in. Richard loves the twins so much, it's beautiful to see. He actually teared up when Sarah announced she was pregnant. He really wanted to be a father so badly and he finally was. He's a wonderful father and the twins are very attached to him. I don't blame him. He's a really fun and sweet man and I'm sure the 2 girls feel very loved and safe with him. When Sarah got cancer, Richard was obviously devastated. Near the end of her illness, Sarah told me that eventually she would like Richard and the girls to know what happened between us. She made me promise to tell them. I promised her that I would just to give her some peace. She passed away last month. I still have not told Richard and I don't think I ever will. He has been hyper-depressed since Sarah died and telling him this would just devastate him, let alone ruin our relationship. His daughters are the only people that are with him, they're super strong girls loving and are comforting their father through all of this. For 12-year-olds, they're very strong and it definitely shows how strong the bond is between the three of them. For all practical reasons, the twins are his daughters. He is the one that has raised them and neither of them know any different. Especially since Sarah died, I think it would just be cruel to tell him that his daughter's not even biologically his. On the other hand, I did promise Sarah that I would tell him the truth. I know I personally would want to know the truth if I was in Richard's position. But that's just me. I wouldn't want to break his heart again. He's gone through so much. I don't know if it would be better for this to be out in the open or not. Fell in love with the guy I had a crush on as a kid, found out as we were having sex. So yeah, basically I was at a bar, doing the normal stuff. Drinking, all that jazz, when suddenly I saw this cute guy, and he had seen me. We instantly clicked, and he invited me over to his house. I wasn't expecting much, maybe a little sex session or two, or maybe something different. I wasn't fussy, and he asked if I liked video games and then we were just sitting there playing Mario Kart. I was totally chill, until he said he was bored. Being a drunk asshole by then, I offered to go to his bedroom and do some dirty stuff. He agreed, and then I went between his legs and started. After a bit, when I was laying in his bed with him, we started having a conversation, and then he asked me, "There used to be a Darcy in my school. There used to be a Daniel in my school." And then we instantly knew that we went to the same school and I seriously never expected to have sex with the crush I had in high school, because I was the exact opposite of him, but now here we are, and we have even started a family. I wonder how we are going to tell our kids how we found out we already knew each other? So, kids, it all started when me and your dad started having sex.